What's up guys, Khalil here, and today I have a bit of a different video planned. I've noticed a pretty big influx of new viewers and subscribers alike, and figured that I'd make a quick video basically going over all of your questions that you may have about this channel. Such as, who are you, how did it start, why are you in my house, please get out. So let's start off by going over the mask, the man, yours truly. It's me. We're just talking about me here. I assume if you're watching this channel, you are just like me and are a fellow firearms artist. Now, I've been into firearms basically since I was a child, and I've just always been obsessed with these metal and polymer sticks of, well, death. And I'm almost certain I can trace back the exact point this obsession all started. I think I was at least 10 or 11 when I was in a Barnes & Noble for some fucking reason. I saw a book on a top shelf that just caught my eye. Sat there, glimmering in the light, I saw a book simply called Small Arms, a Visual Encyclopedia. It's funny to think that if this was truly the spawn point for my obsession, that I could have had something completely different, because I remember looking at that one and there's one right next to it that was basically the same thing, but it was talking about like tanks and armored vehicles, and I had to choose between which one I wanted more, and I picked the guns because guns are fucking cool. So just imagine that if all those years ago I had picked the tank book instead, this would have been a War Thunder channel. I don't know what it was, man, but this book just had me infatuated with it. In fact, so infatuated that to this day, 9 years later, I still have it. Although it's pretty beaten up, there's shit missing, there's like, I hope those are coffee stains. Of course, it was a visual encyclopedia, so it was very, I don't know, visual. It wasn't walls of text, so I found myself being able to So I was able to almost immerse myself in it more, because I could just look at the diagram, the gun, whatever, and be like, oh, that's cool. But even then, I still found myself trying to read all the footnotes and the little boxes that had all the information about the gun, like, the length, the caliber, the date it was made, all that shit. Now, of course, me being young, my only real experience with guns at that point was, cheap, airsoft guns and Call of Duty. So when I found this book and I just kept flipping through, hundreds of pages of all of these different firearms from different countries and inventors and all this shit, I think it really just kind of changed, like, my view. Like, I already thought they were cool, I already had an interest in them, but this just kind of opened up that interest even more. Like I said, it just infatuated me to know that there were so many different guns throughout the world. Unfortunately, or fortunately, a new world had opened up for me. The world of content creation. June 22nd of 2015. The channel of... hold on. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah, I'll get to that. But before we can get to that, we have to go through the many identity crises of this channel. So, on June 22nd of 2015, I created this channel under the name of Jittery Mushroom. Yep. Back then, I thought this was like the hardest shit I've ever come up with. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Jittery Mushroom? Hell yeah, people are gonna know this name for years to come. Why Jittery? I thought it fit with my personality at the time, I was hyper and jittery. Why Mushroom? I was really into Minecraft, and I thought I was cool for liking an animal that no one else really knew or cared about. I was like 10 at the time, okay? Cut me some slack here. Sometime later, after churning out only the finest of content, truly.
Let's do faster movement. And I don't have any skill points. Okay, great.
I eventually did a rebrand, I guess you could call it, to Cat in the Cosmos, which, again, has nothing to do with anything. I just thought it sounded cool, and I thought it was the hardest shit ever. That lasted about as long as the Confederacy, and I soon rebranded again to Crab and Junge. But don't worry, this one actually stuck for a while. If you don't know, Crab and Junge, which I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. You gonna fucking play or what?
Krabbenjunge.
So, for those of you that don't know,
Krabbenjunge.
means crab boy in German. Again, I just thought it sounded cool. There was no deeper meaning or anything like that. Plus, it would kind of fit into more of the content I was making at the time, which we'll get into in a minute.
Oh, I'm gonna jump my chair. Ready?
Oh my god! That sounded really bad.
But I just thought it was, funny, quirky, haha, crab boy, why the fuck did I do that? Also, for the rest of this video, I'm going to pronounce it the way I always would pronounce it in those old videos, which is Crab and Junge. Now, up until this point, this era, I guess you could call it, of Crab and Junge, I mainly uploaded variety content in the sense of anything and everything.
Cause like if you look at my old videos, there's no one specific setting. It's a bunch of random videos. And that was the whole point. I wanted to do stupid stuff, so I did stupid stuff, and then there came the cringe of the Crab and Junge YouTube channel.
If I liked it, I thought it was cool, I'd upload it. Reactions, challenges, gaming here and there, just vlogs. I forgot about that. I did vlogs back then. I just kind of did anything and everything, and you can imagine how well it performed. But once the Crab and Junge era started, I tried to settle in to not even a niche, just focus on something. At that time, it was more skits, comedic stuff, and straight shit posting.
Dad, please, I swear. I can't be in.
This is also when I started to do a lot of dedicated YouTube stuff. I created a custom profile picture and channel banner using Mr. Krabs as the mascot because, Crab Boy. Listen, that was the only popular crab figure in media that I could think of. I even made my own thumbnails, which were deep fried and had the saturation of a Wes Anderson film because at that time the meme style was deep fried surrealism, so I was trying to tap into that kinda. I even started doing my own editing. I had a really shitty Mac. Free. I even started doing my own editing. I had a really shitty Mac that ran like a dog slop, and it had iMovie on it. I did what I could. They came out decent. For what I had, they were decent. It was not the most awful shit ever. I was actually putting in somewhat of an effort to them, trying to make them funny, trying to do this and that. What I'm trying to get at here is that, oh, hello, get back in there. What I'm trying to get at here is basically at that time I had a cohesive style with semi-regular content and stuff I could do and knew how to do. And I'm not even gonna lie, I watched some of these back and even my stoic ass will laugh at some of the jokes I've made. So, probably asking, where's the current name come from? You see, at that time I made an Instagram account mainly to promote the channel because that's what I thought would get it out there. But as I started to, talk to people, school and whatnot, friends, I realized that if I wanted to give them my Instagram, I'd get quite the eyebrow raise, especially because most people just didn't know how to pronounce it. And now learning 8-9 years later that I was pronouncing it wrong this whole time probably didn't help. So since the Crabin part was easy enough to pronounce, I decided to shorten the Junge part to just JNG. Once I decided to drop the whole crab, quirky aspect of it, it ended up just becoming JNG. And at some point I decided to just add the 762 because funny AK caliber, I guess. And I feel like now looking back on it, it probably helped to solidify my channel more as a firearms channel because 762, I don't know, I think I'm looking too deep into it. It's probably just another case of I thought it was cool. So in between this period of, Crab and Junge kind of going away, and me trying to branch off and do something new, I uploaded some videos here and there, and I started to kind of tap into the more gun channel that I'm, I guess, known for now. I stopped uploading for a while, and I finally came back with a video called The History of the AR-15. Now, at the time, when I uploaded it, that's what the video was called. Now, despite it being called The History of the AR-15, it had nothing to do or any mention of the history of the AR-15. It was just a really watered-down rendition of how the AR-15 works. So, I eventually changed the title to actually reflect that. I had that video privated for a while because I personally didn't like it, but as of recently, I've kept it up because I think that signifies kind of the revival of the channel, in the sense of me, well, one, donning the mask and having this whole persona, and two, the leap towards, you know, gun-specific content. Also, I figure I should mention the F2000 video because, you know, if we're talking about channel lore, that's kind of an important video. So, at some point, I realized that I have a basically dead channel with, you know, 90-something subscribers, and I'm bored in life. I want to start uploading again. So I decided to fit in with my work schedule, and because I know I'm a procrastinating bitch, I decided to start doing monthly uploads. So after 12 months of retirement, I think, essentially, I finally uploaded the "Do Rappers Know Anything About Guns" video. And that video, I'm happy with it. I truly think it was a really good video to kind of revive the channel in a sense. It was really well edited. I sound like a fucking egocentric asshole. This video you're watching right now will be the third upload for the third month of the year, and I hope I can continue doing this. If I can get a video out every single month, you know, for, you know, times to come, I'll be really happy with myself. Plus, monthly uploads allow me more time to figure out what I want to do, because I feel like if I were to upload weekly or even bi-weekly, I would be producing so much content that I would just start to kind of go creatively bankrupt. Especially considering that my channel is now a firearm-centric channel, there's really only so much you can talk about in regards to guns unless you are like a gun news channel where everything keeps developing. Even when I am talking about stuff that maybe other YouTubers have already done, or maybe they even do better, I still try to put my own spin on it. And I'm glad that you guys like the videos, because these past few videos have done exceptionally well, way better than I could have imagined, and I truly have to thank, one, the man up above, but two, you guys for allowing me to do the dumb shit that I do in these videos, so thank you for that. So I think I've covered most of the general history of the channel, you know, some of the lore, some of the more personal stuff, talked about upload schedules. Real quick before the video ends, I also want to talk about next month's video. I think this is going to be the longest video I've done to date. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's kind of different. Apologize if you were kind of expecting more, but I promise you I will be back to the typical buffoonery in no time. So, with that being said,
Spread ego across the block, spread ego across the block, spread ego across the block. I fuck the music, I make it curl. I fuck the music with my serpent